I would just say as well, another good rule for, not rule, actually, another good principle for all of you to try to follow through with is not to preempt anything to happen on the next candle. The best thing to do is just say, was there a trade for me on this hour? No. Okay, leave, come back 5 minutes before the candle closes, and then do a reevaluation. What am I looking at now? Okay, previous candle closed bearish, do your analysis, and then look to trade. The minute you say to yourself, I'm looking to take sells on Euro USD when this candle closes, automatically primes your brain into locking in the idea that you are going to be taking those sells. So now it has a target. This is why your goals are important. Because if you lock your goals in, your brain starts to go to work without you even realizing it. When you say to yourself, I'm looking for sells on the next candle because USD is strong and this candle is closing bearish, your brain locks in that's what you're going to do because there is emotions that are attached to that thought, which is it's going to be a good trade. USD is strong. So there's all positive emotions. Your brain's naturally going to react to that, lock it in. You're going to come back and see that it's, 50 feet to the downside. And then because your brain's locked it in and it's closed bearish, you take the trade and it's the trade that ends up reversing. Whereas if you walk away, I mean, there's no reason for us to be sitting here till 45, till quarter to the hour. We're only here because we're on the live session. But let's say you was at home or something, which you are, and we was on a live session, which we are, but you wasn't. And after 15 minutes, you didn't take a trade. The best thing to do is walk away, go and spend that 45 minutes invested in something else, because time is the most important thing that we've all got and we'll never get back. Go and spend that 45 minutes doing something else, come back 5 minutes later. Oh, sorry, 40 minutes, come back 5 minutes before the hour, reassess the market with a fresh perspective. Because all the stories you're going to be telling yourself here is, okay, USD is strong. I didn't get into GU because it never top wick, but if it closes bearish, I'm going to take the trade. And I was going to take USD CAD, but it didn't push up, but I still believe it's going to push up. So if it closes bullish, I'm going to take the trade. Oh, do you know, I was going to take Euro Yen, but I couldn't because pound was rejected, and that's push. Imagine all that shit that's been stored up in your brain. And then when it comes to time to look for a trade, it's like, what information do I pluck from my brain that I've thought about for the last 60 minutes? And you can't put it together. Most people can't. So the best thing to do is just say to yourself, okay, cool, no trade from this hour. I'll come back and see what happens. And then we'll do a fresh perspective in 5 minutes, guys. And I'll show you what that looks like. Does this make sense to you?
Yes. So that
Yeah.
means we wait
Yeah.
5 minutes to the close of the candle
It,
before knowing what decisions to make.
yeah, it depends, Michael. Maybe somebody might need 10 minutes. I only need about 2 minutes, 3 minutes max to fly through the pairs. But you may need 7 minutes. I'm not being literal. I'm not saying a literal figurative number. I'm just saying just whatever you need to look at the markets and understand the pairs that you're trading. 5 minutes, I believe, is more than enough. And we'll do it 5 minutes too and show you what I'm looking at here.
Got it.
Yeah. Man, so many traders that I've worked with were like 20 minutes into the candle open. And they're like, oh, on the next candle, because this is pushing bullish, if it closes bullish, I'm taking the buys. And you're just like, how the hell do you know it's going to close bullish? Like, how does that even make sense? See, I think that comes from what we've done in the past. And I mean, like, if you're a break and retest trader, right, and you're waiting for price to come back to a retest level, or you're waiting for price to come back to a resistance level, you're waiting for price to come back to support level, then you can say, oh, once price breaks this level and retests it, then I'm looking for the sell. Or if price comes back, when price comes back to the support level, I'm looking for the buy. Or when price comes back to the resistance level, I'm looking for the sell. I mean, that makes sense, right? But to say that once this candle closes bearish, I'm going to look for continuation sells because dollar is weak, strong. I mean, that just makes zero sense because what if the market decides to flip? And then now you've got your whole different analysis. And what if price decides to fly all the way to the downside? And then now you're not going to take the trade because it's overextended. I just don't think there's any reason for you to do any more work than the first 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever you choose to do in the when you're at the charts, and then walk away for the rest of it if you're not taking a trade. You have to think about this, right? If you when, not if, when you start trading full time, you're living that laptop lifestyle, right? And I just mean laptop away on holiday with your family, friends, loved ones, whatever it may be. You're not going to say to your family, "Oh, I'm going to go sit upstairs for the next 4 hours and sit there and stare at 1 hour candles," are you? You're just going to check it 5 minutes before, spend 10 minutes up there. Is there a trade? Is there not a trade? No, bam. Go jump back in the pool, get some margaritas, eat some French fries with cheese, have a swim, spend time with your family, soak up that vitamin D, and then you know what? Happy wife, happy life, happy husband, happy wife, right? Both ways.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing Sugat running from the swimming pool up to his hotel room because he needs the candle 5 minutes before.
No.
Next time you go to a hotel, right? If you see a guy or girl running towards their hotel room, just check the clock. If you see that it's 5:02, you know what he's going to do. He's going to check the hourly candle. Ah, shit. And you come back down 10 minutes later, man. But yeah, you don't want to be fixated on those charts. And the beauty about how we trade is that we really just don't need to be. We just honestly do not need to be. You heard you heard of this rule, the Pareto rule, 80/20. You heard of this?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, they say that most people, that most things in life, most of the activities that you do, only 20% of it contributes to 80% of the results, right? And it's a study that was done way back. I can't remember when, 1782, some shit like that. And this guy was, oh, let me remember correctly. He was studying something. I can't remember exactly now. I'll have to bring it up. But the long and short of it is, right? 20% of your activities contribute to 80% of the results, right? 20% of your workforce contributes to 80% of the results. 20% of this um contributes to 80% of your results, right? So what you want to say to yourself is, what am I doing now as a trader that is getting me results? And the list is going to look like this. I arrive at the charts at 6 o'clock. I analyze 5 pairs. I choose the best 3 pairs, and I sit there for 2 hours and do 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 do. And then you get results, right? There's loads of stuff out there, so that loads of stuff, but you don't need to get technical about this. You just need to understand the theory. 20% of your effort results in 80% of the outcome, okay? Basically put. But most people are doing 80% and only getting 20% out. Okay, that's the long and short of it. So this is the 80% of what you're doing that is getting you the results. What you want to do is you want to say to yourself, hold on a minute, how many of these 5 activities I'm doing could I remove so that I can double down on these activities? So now you're starting to remove the 80%, you're condensing it down to the 20% that what you don't realize, what you believe to be the reason you're getting results, but in actual fact, only 2 or 3 of the activities you're doing is getting you results, which means you can go from getting results to really getting results. So what I would do is say to myself, arriving at the charts at 6 a.m., but I don't trade till 7. Is that necessary for me to prime myself 1 hour? The answer is probably no. I'd study 6 pairs before trading, but I only ever trade GJ and UJ. Is it necessary for me to look at 6 charts? The answer is probably no. I sit at the charts um, for 2 hours straight, but I only trade the first 15 minutes of an hourly candle open. So do I need to sit there for that additional 90 minutes? The answer is no. Now you've gone from 80% effort, right? We're only giving 20% results to 20% of the effort. Now that is exponentially more conducive to getting 80% of the results. So now you go from 5 to 2 activities that just really just makes this look like this. Most people waste time, right? There's a study that shows that 30 to 40% of people that work in a 9 to 5 only put in about 50% of their effort at work because they believe that if they put in more than 50% effort, their boss will expect more from them. But yet they expect a full salary. It's a research study that has been done, and people have admitted to only putting 50% effort into their work. Because if they put in more, they believe their boss is going to make them do more work. And then you come into this industry with the same attitude that if I do everything else more, that is going to get me results, but it's not actually true. You got to do the opposite. You got to do the least amount of, you got to put all your attention into a couple of things that is going to give you the best results. And ask yourself, how many times do I sit there for 2 hours during my trading session and I'm thinking, is this trade going to work? Is this going to work? Am I going to pass my challenge? Is this trade going to go to my TP? Is it reversing on me? Is it going to bounce off of this level? Should I go break even? Should I take off partials? Should I switch to principle-based trading? Should I use 4H, 1H? Should I use 1 hour, 5 minute? Actually, I like the look of 1 hour, 1 minute. How many of you do that? I know you do that. Like, you can't say you don't do that. I know you do that because if I spend too much time on the charts, I do that as well. Right. It's 5 minutes too. So think about that, guys. Do it in every aspect of your life. Every aspect of your life.